In Nigeria today, the most people that are pained over the release of Nnamdi Kanu, they are the Fulani in northern Nigeria. I repeat, the people that are pained, mostly pained over the supposed release of Nnamdi Kanu is the Fulani. Now, the Fulani is saying that they will organize a protest to oppose the release of Nnamdi Kanu if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu release Nnamdi Kanu. Like I told you, the Fulani is the only tribe that does not want freedom, does not want restructuring in Nigeria. They are against it. I've been saying this over and over again. Let's look at this report. Somebody says, I will organize a counter-protest to oppose the release of Nnamdi Kanu if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu releases him. It will create a dangerous precedent in which terrorists who kill hundreds of innocent Nigerians could be granted national pardons. I'm coming to the fact that Boko Haram terrorists are pardoned, they go through rehabilitation and reintegrated to the society. This Fulani did not kick against the pardon of the real terrorists, which is the Boko Haram. But because of this case of Nnamdi Kanu, you see all of them are coming out. I'll read them. They are all coming out saying that if Tinubu release Nnamdi Kanu, they will show Tinubu, say them in Fulani. Somebody else says, this person is supporting Palestine. No? He's supporting Palestine. Somebody says, Nnamdi Kanu must never be released. He has everything to do with all the atrocities IPOB, he called IPOB terrorists, are committing. He must be prosecuted according to the law. We can't afford having the leader of a terrorist group like IPOB moving freely in our country. Like I said, this particular person is supporting Palestine. Now, October 7th, when Palestine attacked Israel, this same person did not see that as an act of terror. They see that US is maltreating people of Gaza. They don't see that Nigeria is maltreating Biafrans and Igbos. They don't see it from an angle. Everybody is talking according to his own bias. The same person supporting Palestine is the same person that kept quiet when Boko Haram members are being reintegrated into the Nigerian army. They will give them pardon. They will now reintegrate them into the Nigerian army. The same people will see bandits having peace deal with government in the north, and they will keep quiet. Let's move on. Bashir Ahmad says, it is a grave betrayal to the innocent lives lost and the countless victims of IPOB's brutality to call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. This is a man who deliberately incited violence, engineered killings, and unleashed destruction across the southeast and other parts of Nigeria. His action tore families apart, destabilized communities, and left deep scars on our nation. The next person, his name is Yaaba. These Fulani people. Nigerians are deeply disappointed in Atiku Abubakar for advocating the release of a known international criminal. That's what this Fulani. I'm trying to read this out so that you can know the mindset of the Fulani when it comes to the Biafra agitation and Oduduwa nation. Remember, under Buhari, if Buhari had the opportunity, he would have killed Sunday Igboho because Sunday Igboho was fighting against Fulani brutality. Why was Nnamdi Kanu fighting for Biafra? If you ask these people, why is this man fighting for Biafra? Now, between the Nigerian army under Buhari and the IPOB who were protesting peacefully, who shot the first bullet? Who killed over 100 youths in a protest? Who angered the IPOB to start moving for self-defense? Who pushed IPOB to start moving for self-defense? Is it not the Nigerian army, a northern army under Buhari? So these people will look at something happening here because of their bias, because of their personal. You see, let's move on. I know that Atiku is in problem with his northern political base, especially the northern conservatives, over his statement for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I hope Atiku will not go and delete that statement. I hope so. Somebody says, we are not ignorant. We know the level of destruction Nnamdi Kanu and his followers inflicted on the fabric of Nigeria's security and unity. The pain, loss, chaos they caused are still fresh in the minds of many. Anyone who openly supports or calls for the release of Nnamdi Kanu is clearly insensitive to the sufferings of innocent Nigerians who were victims of his actions. Such a person does not deserve our trust, let alone our votes. I told you that Atiku enter problem between his northern base. Leadership should be about integrity, justice, and the protection of national interest, not reckless political bargaining at the expense of our collective peace and security. Now, is Nnamdi Kanu an international criminal? It is only in the eyes of the Fulani government led by Buhari and the eyes of Southeast governors they see Nnamdi Kanu as a criminal because their interest is being attacked. As a governor of a state, I should be the commander. I should be the chief security officer of the state, the number one in the state. Why would I allow somebody like Nnamdi Kanu to come and start telling the people to do otherwise, taking the influence from me as a governor? So Southeast governors, number one, they are amongst the people that doesn't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. They want him to be called the criminal. You see, politicians are deceitful. They will come in your front. They claim, say that they support you. But at the back, they know what they are doing. The Fulani government of Buhari, what did they do to bring Nnamdi Kanu into Nigeria? You committed a criminal offense, international criminal offense, and you are calling Nnamdi Kanu that IPOB is registered worldwide. IPOB can move freely in other parts of the world. They cannot move freely in Nigeria, being controlled by the Fulani under Buhari's regime. Does that make sense to you? I repeat, IPOB can move freely. If I come out from Nigeria today, and I say I want to join IPOB in Canada, in Australia, in the US, even in Finland, it is a registered organization. You are free. But here now, they say you are IPOB, this and that. The Fulani and some Southwesterners will be calling you terrorists. That's what they will be doing. So as it stands, the Fulani say they are going to protest. Let them go and protest. Let them put a counter-protest. We already know those that does not want Nigeria to be restructured. So you people want us to be under the slavery of the British colony and the US. You see the US now that they plan to invade northern Nigeria. I never see anything yet. A certain Blackwater agency, they are preparing their army. But they can't deal with now with the sponsor terrorism. You people in northern Nigeria, you have not been able to fish out the terrorist sponsors in your state. You are concerned about the Nnamdi Kanu that's fighting against injustice. Like I said, if you are going to have revolution in any system, in any society, if you are going to have revolution, there is likely to be bloodshed. Tell me any revolution, even silent revolution, some people lost a lot. Because why would we call it revolution? One person disagree, the other person disagree. It is a do or die affair. It's a do or die affair. The Bible says the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violence will take it by force. So in the advent of trying to take it by force, whether physically or intellectually, people will lose a lot of things. There will be casualties when it comes to revolution. We all understand that. So what is happening with IPOB? IPOB, they took placards. They were not having weapons, nothing. They were peaceful protesters. But the federal government killed them, and there was no justice. They did not commit any crime, but soldiers killed them. So the hand of the government is also already stained in blood. Look at the NSAS protesters. Politicians go lie. Fashola go there. Detective Fashola, he went there. People, I went to a press conference. Some of the victims came in that press conference. We had to go and see, like I said, nothing should happen to Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing should happen to Nnamdi Kanu. We don't want any problem for the Nigerian government. According to Atiku, it's either you release him or follow due process. A court, even though Supreme Court say that it is rejecting their bail, we know how how judiciary in Nigeria operates. We know how judiciary in Nigeria operates. Let him go through the process. Let there be magomago. Now, so magomago will they do for Nigeria? Say Nigerians don't even believe the government anymore because of our magomago lifestyle. Everything is just injustice. According to Atiku, you think say they carry out injustice on Nnamdi Kanu because you have your personal or political convenience? If you reach your turn, now so you go cry. The same government, the same system will carry out injustice on you. So I'm not shocked that the Fulani, they're everywhere lamenting. No, no, don't release him. If you release him, Atiku will not support you. We will not do this and that. My brother, as it stands now, if Tinubu release Nnamdi Kanu, nothing will happen. Oh, people don't understand what is going on. If Tinubu release Nnamdi Kanu, nothing will happen. Southern Nigeria will be united by all means. If, I don't think Tinubu will release Nnamdi Kanu, but let's say, if Tinubu release Nnamdi Kanu, nothing is going to happen. Now, those that dictate the political future of Nigeria, they are in certain part of the country. I repeat, those that dictate the political future of Nigeria, they are in the southern part of the country. It is only the Fulani that is complaining about Nnamdi Kanu, while the Fulani are the ones that have been supplying us insecurity over the years. The contribution of the Fulani in any society is hostility and insecurity. These same people, they were not talking about how their Fulani herdsmen are going from farm to farm, killing and killing, kidnapping, sending people out of their villages. They will not put pressure on that. All of a sudden, because of Atiku's statement, all of them came from their hidden shells. They are coming and they are making noise on the timeline. Look at what happened to Deborah. Some of these people, especially this Bashir Ahmad, he said this particular thing that happened to Deborah is in support of it. He doesn't care if you like call him a terrorist. He wants to be a terrorist for Allah. These are people coming to talk about Nnamdi Kanu. Don't ever compare IPOB to any Boko Haram or anything. Don't compare. Don't compare. These are two different people. What is the aim of a Boko Haram? What is the aim of IPOB? Mind you, IPOB is not Biafra. IPOB is a group in Biafra. Just for you to know that. We have MASOP, we have other groups. So, IPOB, not everybody is IPOB. You can claim that, you can use the IPOB to, like, say, these are Igbos, but Biafra is different from IPOB. IPOB is a group agitating for the Biafran cause. Even Wazirike of MASOP said that he's going to join Shore in that peaceful march to Abuja for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Why? Because it involves the Igbos. The Igbos are so connected and tied to this Nnamdi Kanu that the Igbos will not get themselves if this guy is not released. If Nnamdi Kanu dies in custody, it will be a big wound on the Igbos. The Igbos will not be able to recover from it for a very long time. And just like the Fulani, the Igbos don't forget wrongdoing. There's always a time they will pay you back. I'm telling you. So the federal government needs to be so fatherly. Me, I'm not saying whether if he comes out, you start Biafra. I'm talking about bringing out this guy. Let the Igbos get themselves and start building the southeast. Because if you continue holding Nnamdi Kanu, it's going to affect the country. And you know that normally politicians believe say they can do that in the southeast region. Somebody told me that the southeast doesn't have vote now. They don't have vote. Okay. Go to Lagos. In the northern part of Nigeria, Soludo did before he became governor, he did a census of the Igbos. I think Igbos living in northern Nigeria. Igbos, there is 15 million in northern Nigeria. Not talk of the south. Southern Nigeria. Southern Nigeria. There is like 20 million. Igbos. Igbos. So that vote, every community you find, Igbos will be top 3 of the population in every community you find in Nigeria. At least, mostly, on average, top 3 or top 4 in population. If you see Igbo people in Meduguri, you go run away. Meduguri. If you see Igbo people in Nasarawa State, you go run away. Nasarawa. You see people in Niger State, Niger will get boundary with, Castina will get boundary with Niger Republic. If you see Igbo people there, inside the Kwaragongo, if you see Igbo people there, you say go run. Most of them don't even turn to Hausa finish. They don't turn to Northern finish, but they are Igbos. And they still, they are connected to the Nnamdi Kanu route or the Biafran route. So don't think that Igbos, because of people are living in the Southeast, when it comes to anything political, they would like to relegate a Southeasterner. The other time under APC, INEC registration, in the Southeast, they just put 1 or 2 people. Many people will stand wanting to come and register. At the end of the day, they don't feel register anybody. But for Northern Nigeria, they will carry card, they go to their house one by one, go to give them. In Lagos, I went to a center. I saw the cards available of people that did not collect their cards. Many cards like that, people did not collect their cards. But go to the Southeast. Before you go see card, collect. Now by divine intervention, we know that it is a calculated move to deprive these people from this region. Shore already said it. That there's an unwritten agreement to make sure that don't give the Igbo person power. He said if he becomes president, he is going to reconcile with the Igbo people. I know it is all politics. All this one are politics. The real deal is the Fulani is becoming too powerful to start dictating our lives. And what Tinubu is doing, that's why I told you. Anywhere you see that they are punishing Fulani, me, Nadia, I go stamp my feet. I did there because they are a problem to our society. The Hausas may not have a problem with Nnamdi's release. The Yorubas, generally, let me tell you, they may not have a problem, if not for the APC supporters, that because of their political affiliation. They don't want anything to just scatter Tinubu's administration. But Yorubas don't really have a problem with even dividing Nigeria. Largely, not the APC people. You know, those APC people, they have their own thoughts. They are in power, so they don't want anything to disrupt anything. Even the South, Middle Belt, they don't have a problem. But the Fulani, you see the Fulani, they have a problem with whatever that is concerned Nnamdi Kanu's release. In Nigeria, now only them not get ancestral home now. Because, you know, when Buhari said dot in a cycle, and some people from the Southwest will say 5 plots of land, you think like as they talk the 5 plots of land, don't they say, make una allow us go. But yet, una not allow 5 plots of land go. Una not allow 5 plots of land go. Let them go now. If they go, you go know that Nigeria will still remain. It is hypocrisy. If they allow the Igbos go, the 5 plots, let's just say 5 plots, they allow them go. Naturally, Nigeria will divide. Because the Yorubas no go want to stay with the Fulani. And if the Yorubas come out, the Southerners, they go find a way, arrange themselves. Maybe from Anioma and all those people, they go join the Biafran people. Maybe the Kanara people self, they go join whatever it is. Or they'll create their own. Or they'll find a way to exist with the Igbo people. Hausa now will come the battle how to come up Fulani for their midst. That is what they are avoiding. And the political structure will change totally. Those that were prominent, that were powerful in the Nigerian system, may not be powerful in the Oduduwa country or in Biafra or Ijaw nation. It will be a different reorganization entirely. That is what they don't want. Not that if they wanted Igbos to go, they would have done it a long time, but they don't want it because it's going to scatter Nigeria. That shows that they are important. In fact, we are waiting for a signal from the Yoruba people, Yoruba nation, when it comes to a full capacity whereby they can't take it anymore and they want a restructuring that will put us in regions. The Igbos are on standby waiting for that time. Yes. Although, like I said before, the Yorubas are likely to leave Nigeria before the Igbos because of how prepared, how organized they are. It is that Yoruba leaving Nigeria that will now connect the dots and also give room for the Igbos. Everybody go and operate in their different ways. You people, you are harboring criminals, harboring terrorists that is known all over the world, all over the globe. You are harboring terrorists. It is somebody that is fighting for the freedom of his people. He has said it over and over again. But you are looking at how the federal government under Atiku, how Fulani-led government under, Buhari. You are looking at how Buhari used the army to provoke the IPOB, to set them up to be defending themselves. They never had intentions of saying we are using weapons to defend ourselves. But it was the government of the Fulani-led government, the patron of Miyetti Allah, who was president then, that used his influence to provoke them, push them and set them up to start using weapons so that they can demonize them. It's the same thing. When they gave Nnamdi Kanu bail, What happened to the Nigerian army? According to reports that went to Nnamdi Kanu's house, and we heard that 20 people died and he escaped. What happened? So what is the problem of the Fulani? Well, I hope Atiku does not delete this statement, because I believe saying Ingo don't enter inside some big even Igbos, some Igbos, let me read this out. Some Igbos are also in support of what these Fulanis are saying. This person's name is Onyedika. He says ESN IPOB terrorists invaded communities in Anambra, Iseke, Osumogu, and Lilu and murdered helpless people, other inhuman acts, and expelled everyone. For 4 years, those communities remained deserted. Hundreds of people were killed. Nnamdi Kanu must be sentenced. That is Onyedika Chukwu. Pablo of UNN, he says Nnamdi Kanu has the potential and brilliance that could have made him one of the greatest minds to come out of the Southeast. But his arrogance, tyranny, and Onyagwanam attitude turned him into what he is today, and that's why we distance ourselves from him. The first sign of a good leader is how they handle every form of criticism. And the moment he and his followers began meting out violence to Igbo people who questioned his ideologies was exactly when he lost the plot. You can claim to be fighting against Nigeria while you and your followers have caused more death, destruction, and stagnation in the Southeast than the same Nigeria you are fighting against. I honestly don't blame those calling for his execution, because that man and his followers have brought immense pain upon the Igbo people and will likely continue on the path if ever returns home. Some Igbos also have to believe the same thing, that they believe that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, he is likely going to return on that path. So my question to those Igbo people is that, how do we get freedom? How do we get freedom from this current contraption, this current system? How do we free ourselves? How do we free ourselves? Rwanda, you know Rwanda, the president of Rwanda, he was part of a resistance fight. He was part of resistance fighters, president of Rwanda, that took gun and started mowing down themselves before they had their country. That Rwanda is one of the best African countries we are finding now. Okay, you think that you want to remain in Nigeria? Good luck, may God help you people.